welcome to LMU Community TV News. We hope you're having a great week. I'm Ashley Collingsworth. Thank you for joining us. Thursday, August 11th, Lincoln Memorial welcomed hundreds of new students to the campus. LMU Community TV and radio was there to capture the welcoming ceremony. The students will be entering LMU and will graduate in 2020. Of course, we want to welcome them all to LMU, and we do wish them the best of luck in their future studies. It was not only the students who were having to make a transition to college, but also the parents were having to make some new adjustments.
All right, Curtis, we're very proud of you. Have fun in college, enjoy this experience, and don't mess up.
Bye, Kat. I just want to tell you I love you, and I'm so proud of you. I love you very much. Bye.
To Nate, my son, you will be greatly missed. We are so proud of you, and we know that you're going to do great things because God has ordered your steps. We thank you for being such a great son, and Lincoln Memorial, we definitely trust them to help you along the way to get that degree. Okay, thank you.
I wish you very much luck and have a good time and come back soon.
Hi, Shamaria. You know we're going to miss you. We love you. Do your best. And we're so excited for you. And remember, we're only a phone call away.
I love you.
Me and Shemaya finna party in that room now. Bye.
Hey, Brady. I hope you have a good time here at LMU. We're going to miss you at home, but we know you'll do great, and we're very proud of you.
To Anna Marie Cooksey, we love you. We are so proud of you, and we can't wait to see the things that you do in this stage of your life. Love you, baby.
Hey, baby, just wanted to say that I'm so proud of you and who you've become. And always remember that I don't care if you're 80, you'll always be my baby. Mommy loves you, sweetheart. Talk to you soon. Bye.
This is Tracy Bird, and I am dropping off my son, Kyle Brady, and I just want to say that I love you, and I'm proud of you, and I'm going to miss you.
Haley, we know you're going to succeed here, and we look forward to seeing you on the bowling team.
All right, we want to see a lot of 300 bowling scores in your career here. Best of luck, Mom and Dad.
Yes, bye.
Hi, Laurel. I hope you have a great 4 years here because we're not coming back after you. Sorry.
Hey, son, just wanted to tell you goodbye and always play hard and work hard, okay? Keep your nose to the grindstone.
Hey Evan, it's Mom. Obviously you know that, but just want to wish you the best of luck in your first year at a new school. I know you're going to do a great job and have a really good time, make a lot of new friends, and you know, we're just very proud of you and all your accomplishments, and we hope you have a great year this year.
All right, Heather. You've already done 3 years of this, so we're pretty confident you're going to do well. We love you, and of course we're always going to be available when you need us. But just another new adventure.
All right, Heather, we're going to miss you. We'll see you in October probably, or give us a date.
As part of Welcome Weekend, Casino Night was held in the Student Center on Friday night. There were approximately 12 to 15 faculty and staff who spent their Friday night dealing up some blackjack, roulette, craps, Tennessee Hold'em, and high card. According to Student Services, there were about 160 students who were in attendance. The prizes for Casino Night were donated from across campus through different instructors, faculty, staff, and departments. There were 20 prizes that included a chocolate lover's basket, movie night, sailing with Dr. Leo on Norris Lake, and a handful of meals with faculty and staff across campus. The prize that went for the highest bid was a pool party at the LMU pool for up to 50 guests. A casino night is in the plans for the spring semester, and everyone looks forward to it being equally successful, and Student Services anticipates this being a staple event for LMU students. Now, all departments on campus are ready for the students' arrival, and with that includes police and security.
Parking, they need to get the parking permit. put it on their vehicle so we know that that vehicle is supposed to be on campus. Also, they need to read in the parking section the student handbook to know where to park and where not to park. That's one of the main issues, because a lot of the students park residential parks where it's supposed to be only commuter and employee parking, and it plainly states and shows where you are to park. We have like 5 major places that students get more tickets than others. One is the small parking lot below the chapel that is for commuter and employees at Duke. The curb out at the student center is very likely to get a ticket because there's no parking spots, so they just pull along the curb, which our shuttle bus cannot exit the parking lot because of cars being parked on the side there. Also, in front of LP and Dishner, Pope, Mitchell, you do not stop and unload and load students on the main drag there. Go around behind. And over at J. Frank White Academy, a lot of residential likes to park there. That is for commuter and the employees there at J. Frank White Academy. You need to have the handicap placard when you are parked in a handicap spot, because that is a big no-no here on campus, because they are specially for the handicapped students and employees. If you were to get a ticket, on the very bottom of the ticket it states what you are to do within 7 days. There is a phone number on the bottom of the ticket that you call. I will send you an appeal form. You fill out the appeal form and send back to me within 7 days to be put on the court docket, traffic court that we have here, and we usually have it once a month. If they ignore it, at the end of the school term, they will not be able to get their grades or to graduate until that amount of the ticket is paid. A lot of them is campus permits parked in the wrong place, such as residential parked where they're not supposed to be parked. Be sure you have the campus permit. Have it on your vehicle so we can see it. They tell you where to put it. It's supposed to be on the back window behind the driver. So be sure that you have it on the right spot, because if we have to walk all the way around the vehicle looking for one, we may accidentally not see it if you've got it stuck on the front windshield or different places. In the student handbook, in the parking section, it will tell where, when, how, all of it.
Coming up after the break, we've got a special health tip that could help you and your family. To find out what it is, keep it right here on LMU Community TV News.
College. It can seem a million miles away. But what if you could get help with your tuition expenses? Get help filling out all those applications and finding a major that fits. All of a sudden, the impossible becomes possible. Visit collegefortn.org today. College. You can get there from here.
I already knew that I was going to go to college, from a young age. I definitely want to major in political science. After that, I'm going to get my law degree. Then I'm going to come back to Detroit, boost the economy, become the mayor or something, try to make the situation better for other people. I feel like I owe it to the city. I'm determined. It's gonna happen. My name is Justin, and I am your dividend.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Here from the College of Osteopathic Medicine in the Physician Assistant Department is Melissa Day with this week's health tip.
So today we're going to talk about lifestyle changes through nutrition and exercise. So obesity affects over half of the U.S. population. So it's a big issue to talk about because it's a driving force for a lot of other health conditions like diabetes, cholesterol, heart disease, to name a few, which then in turn is a huge driving force for a lot of our healthcare costs. So although there can be, other contributing factors, other things that can lead to obesity, the most common causes are sedentary lifestyle and excess calories. So how do we make these changes? Where do we start? We start in the kitchen. It all starts with what we take in and our metabolism. So our metabolism is this process that occurs in each of us that kind of helps us sustain life. And we want that metabolism to be elevated. So I think of it like a fire. You want to jumpstart your fire, you want to start it, and then you want to keep it fueled throughout the day. So to jumpstart the fire, to jumpstart your metabolism, you have to eat breakfast. Then you want to add logs to the fire to keep it fueled throughout the day. And you do that by eating, not skipping meals, eating at consistent, regular, scheduled intervals. And then other ways of increasing your metabolism would be exercise and getting the right amount of proper nutrients, the right amount of protein, fats, carbs, things of that sort. Other things to start in the kitchen: eating out less, cooking more, meal planning. When we have a plan, we tend to stick to it. Making other changes like, decreasing the amount of carbonated beverages, taking in more water, decreasing the amount of caffeine, decreasing the amount of salt that we take in, the amount of refined sugars like in candy, cakes, baked good, processed foods, and then of course getting the right kind of carbs. If you're going to do carbs, fruits and vegetables are going to have more nutritional value than pasta, rice, bread, but also, switching from white to whole grain, switching from 2% milk, whole milk to skim milk, butter to olive oil, things of that sort. And then exercising. Exercising strengthens our muscles of our heart and lung, and it strengthens other muscles of our body. It also increases our metabolism. Also, when we exercise, it increases endorphins. When our endorphins release stress hormones, decrease stress hormones. When we're less stressed, we feel more motivated to make these lifestyle changes. So the American Heart Association recommends at least 5 days a week for 30 minutes of uninterrupted physical activity, if you can do that. The biggest thing to note today, though, is not to make unrealistic goals. Start small, gradually work yourself up. Small changes gradually over time lead to big results.
Be sure to join us next week for another health tip from the Physician Assistant Program from the DeBuss College of Osteopathic Medicine. Lincoln Memorial University's Women of Service will present its annual Service, Sweets, and Style for Scholarships fashion show at 6 o'clock Thursday, August 18th in Tex Turner Arena. The fundraiser will feature fall fashions from Lily Pulitzer, Silk Purse, Janice Ann's, Belk, Signature, Talbot's, Crater City Boutique, and Cato. Models will be members of the Women of Service organization, LMU faculty, staff, and students, and also community members. Additionally, vendors will be selling clothing, jewelry, 31, Pampered Chef, Nerium, crafts, and more. A dessert buffet is included in the ticket price of $20, and a reduced student child's ticket is available for $10. Lynn Duncan will be honored with the Woman of Service Award during the event. The award was created to recognize exemplary women who are making a difference in the communities that LMU serves. Tickets may be purchased at the door, or you can call 423-869-6353. All proceeds support the Women of Services initiative to provide scholarships and other opportunities for students. Last week, Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies and Ripley's Attractions announced what's new and exciting at Ripley's Attractions in 2016 with a very special ceremony that presented the highlights. At Ripley's Aquarium, a Pearl Harbor exhibit was added to the renovations at their Guinness World Records Museum. The highlight of the ceremony is when 2 Pearl Harbor survivors were honored, Lieutenant Colonel James A. Seals of Crossville and Sergeant Dwayne Swanson of Maryville. Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies is featuring their first 3-gallery changeable exhibit, Pearl Harbor, and just opened the newly renovated Discovery Center that features a new $1 million 3-story treehouse play center with bridges, slides, obstacle course, and a new Touch the Jellyfish exhibit. The aquarium is located at traffic light number 5 on the Parkway in Gatlinburg and is open 365 days a year. For more information, you can call 888-240-1358 or visit them on the web at www.ripleysAquariumofthesmokies.com. A Campbell County judge was suspended last week after being indicted on counts of official misconduct. General Sessions Judge Amanda Sammons faces 4 counts of official misconduct after investigators say she initially tried to harm 3 women. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation launched the investigation, and during the course, agents developed information from September 2014 to January 2015. Sammons made rulings that exceeded her official power as General Sessions Court judge. Sammons is on interim suspension and will not be able to preside over a court, issue warrants, or any other judicial duty until the Tennessee Board of Judicial Conduct says otherwise. Sammons turned herself into the Campbell County Jail and was released. She is scheduled to be in court on Thursday, August 18th for her arraignment. Well, last Friday, LMU Community TV and Radio visited the Vive Broadband at their Customer Appreciation Day. Customer Appreciation Day was also held to let the community know about the completion of network upgrades in Claiborne County.
Well, there's always new stuff coming. We've got some other things in the works, but for the most part, yes, it's done. We're always working to enhance our high-speed data. We're looking at some new stuff to relieve contention to help us, more reliable speeds and doing. And we're also testing a 500, a 200, and a 1 gig in some other markets, and that'll be coming to this area probably in the next year.
While Vive offers cable throughout Claiborne County, they really want the community to know about their updated internet services.
To the TV investment, I really want to talk about our internet for a second. We are actually the broadband provider. We go up to 105 meg. When we took the system over, the top speed you could get was 18 meg just a couple years ago. Now we're going up to 105, and we're actually testing a gig internet in a couple of our markets. So we hope to continue that speed as customers are using more and more devices. The average home's using 16 devices. I tell everybody, they freak out when they hear that number. I said, stop and count. Your appliances, your tablets, your watches, your TVs, your computers, gaming system. You have 4 people in the house, you have a minimum of 12 devices. So, continued investment in broadband.
Vive's enhanced broadband network will provide customers with the fastest internet speeds available in the area, enabling customers to experience better gaming, faster streaming, and superior social media experiences while also adding to your video content.
Yeah, the programming that was a hard one because there's so much out there on with Hulu and Netflix and all the other things you can do to get the video content, and it's so it's difficult for us it's hard to keep everybody happy with all that content that's out there. So we try to provide a good family-oriented, wholesome programming, and we're always looking at it and to see what's coming out. But there's nothing definite in the works right this second. So
customers interested in additional information regarding Vive Broadband are encouraged to visit their website, vivebroadband.com. Well, coming up after the break, Adam Haley and Brandon Burke have sports updates from around the campus and throughout the community. So keep it right here on LMU Community TV News.
This is why you get by on 4 hours sleep. Why you took a second job. This is why you taught yourself how to fix the plumbing and spend hours juggling the bills. This is why you'll do whatever it takes to keep your home. And that is why we want to help. We are making Home Affordable, a free government resource that can make paying the mortgage easier. Now more options are available. Call 888-995-HOPE to talk one-on-one with a housing expert today.
Welcome back. LMU Sports Network's Brandon Burke caught up with the one person whose job on this campus is to have every athlete ready. Brandon?
Thanks, Adam. The student athletes have arrived back on campus this past week, and while the fall sports are still a few weeks from their first games, there is one thing they are having to do almost daily, and that's getting conditioned for their seasons. On Friday, I caught up with the Director of Strength and Conditioning at LMU, Stephen Linsmeyer, to discuss the process for the student athletes as well as the coaching staff to get ready for the upcoming season. Here with the head coach of the strength and conditioning program here at Lincoln Memorial University, Stephen Linsmeyer. And Stephen, the 2016-2017 academic year is fastly approaching on us, and with it will be the return of the fall sports here on campus. And as the strength and conditioning director, what will be the process or your basic mindset heading into the season to get these athletes ready to go?
To start off, we bring them in, we do some baseline testing, usually some pull-ups, some push-ups, and a couple other little ones. That way we get a little baseline, see where they're at. From there with the newbies, we come in and we'll do technique work with power cleans and some other lifts, just to make sure you have the techniques down. Returners will do a little bit more. They'll go back into it, and they've been coming back. They actually started up today. They're come back and killing it for us, so it's been fun to see that. But kind of the mindset this year, last year was SAC Takeover Tour, trying to work our way to the top 4 this year. It is, off of J.J. Watt quote, it's just going to be rent is due, coming in every day.
Well, we are standing in the weight room here at Tex Turner Arena where the men's and women's basketball teams play here at LMU. And, you know, for a smaller campus such as Lincoln Memorial University, there are a great number of quality workout areas for the student athletes to use.
Yeah, I mean, it's the student athletes, usually they're right in here. For the most part, and that's one where we've been able to slowly update. We've been blessed with the facilities here. We got a lot of support. If we've been able to change it around in here, we went from 4 racks to 8 racks, and even adding some weights, and we got some new equipment coming in too.
Well, in the off season, during the summer months, when there isn't really any sports going on here in campus, it can be somewhat easy at times for an athlete to maybe lose a little bit of their focus as far as conditioning goes. How important of a message is it to preach to those student athletes that, you know, you have to stay in condition once the season starts?
Oh, it's huge, especially the fall sports coming in. I mean, they're coming right into it, and their seasons are there. So we give them strength programs and running programs, and we kind of preach to them that they're not teachers. They don't get summers off. So they're coming in to make sure that they continue to get better every day.
In overseeing all of the athletic programs here at LMU, you know, it kind of depends on what sport that it is, what specific training exercises that a student has to do. Are there any, do you have any in mind right now, any specific goals that a student has to reach, or maybe a diet plan maybe?
We have actually a program here called the Swilbraham Lincoln program, and it's a point-based program where front squat, if you can front squat, you know, so much weight, you get 1 or 2 points. If you can do more, you get 3 or 4 points. So that way you can build yourself up to 40 points. And that's when you get a nice t-shirt and you get your shout out on Instagram. So that's one of the things that we kind of shoot for. We don't really push certain numbers, but we're looking for overall athletes.
Well, as the Director of Strength and Conditioning here, you have the fairly busy task of overseeing all 17 intercollegiate programs here at LMU. And now that school's starting back up, it's going to be a very busy few months for you.
Oh, yeah, but I'm glad I got some help here. I have 2 GAs in, and they've been helping out and killing it for me. So with their help, it'll make my job a lot easier, and that way we can focus in and get all these athletes where we need to be.
Well, Coach, thank you for joining us today, and good luck in the 2016-2017 season.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brandon. The 2016 Olympic Games are fully underway in Rio, and as of Monday morning, the United States led in the medal standings with 69 total medals. Great Britain was in second with 38, and China was in third with 45. Great Britain is ahead of China due to both countries owning 15 gold medals, but Great Britain owning 3 more silver medals. The United States has racked up on 16 gold medals in swimming and 33 medals total in that sport. Michael Phelps has led the charge on the men's side with 5 gold medals and 1 silver medal, while Katie Ledecky has led the charge on the women's side with 4 gold medals and 1 silver medal. Games coming up this week include women's volleyball, men's and women's sailing, and women's canoe sprint, just to name a few. To keep up with the Olympics, you can watch on the many different NBC affiliate stations, and we'll update you later in the week on the standings on our weekend edition. The NFL preseason completed week 1 this past weekend, and for the Tennessee Titans, it looked like this season will be better than last. The Titans defeated the San Diego Chargers 27-10. Starting quarterback Marcus Mariota went 5 for 5 passing for 45 yards in one series, but the big story was the Titans' rushing game. DeMarco Murray rushed 6 times for 93 yards and 1 touchdown. Second-round draft pick Derrick Henry rushed 10 times for 74 yards and 1 touchdown. And Bishop Sankey rushed 3 times for 52 yards and 1 touchdown. The Titans will face the Panthers on Saturday in their second preseason game. The Cincinnati Bengals were not as fortunate as they lost their opening preseason game to Minnesota 17-16. Andy Dalton finished 4 of 5 passing for 32 yards, while backup A.J. McCarron went 11 of 16 passing for 125 yards and 1 touchdown. Vikings quarterback Teddy Bridgewater was 6 of 7 for 92 yards and 1 touchdown. The Bengals will face the Lions on Thursday in their second of 4 preseason games. The Tennessee Smokies will finish off their road trip to Pensacola on Monday evening with their final game with the Blue Wahoos. The Smokies' trip to the Sunshine State has been anything but wahoo, as they have lost the first of 4 games in this series and have now lost 8 out of their last 9. The Smokies will be back in town starting Wednesday as they'll open up a series with the Jacksonville Suns. Thursday's game will be with the Suns will be Chris Farley Tribute Night, while Friday's game will be Bob Ross Arts and Crafts Night. To keep up to date with the Tennessee Smokies, you can log on to SmokiesBaseball.com. And finally, once again, we're running classic high school football games as a countdown toward the beginning of the 2016 season. Monday night, we'll be running the 2012 South Green at Cumberland Gap game at 6 p.m. Thursday night, we'll be running the 2008 Chucky Doke at Claiborne game at 6 p.m. And on Saturday, the 2013 Granger at Claiborne game will run at 1, with the 2007 Oneida at Cumberland Gap game running at 6 p.m. All these games will air on LMU Community TV. That's all for sports. Here comes Joseph Lewis with your entertainment report.
Hello, I'm Joseph Lewis, bringing you all the latest information in the world of movies. Tops at the box office this weekend were led by Suicide Squad, the third entry into the DC Extended Universe, adding $43 million onto its now $222 million domestic gross. This figure marks a 67.3% drop from its sizable $135 million opening, the biggest August debut to date, and the film seems to be following the same trajectory laid down by DC's March release of Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, the grosses of which quickly plummeted in the wake of negative reception after a strong first weekend. Following at number 2 was newcomer Sausage Party, the adults-only animated comedy co-written by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, taking $33 million for the 3 days, nearly doubling its $19 million production budget right out of the gate. Sausage Party has been greeted by positive reviews from critics, with many praising its combination of lowbrow humor with highbrow musings about religion. With that in mind, it's surprising that the film hasn't been more controversial, though its relatively low rating of B from CinemaScore audience polls may indicate a divide amongst viewers. Coming in at number 3 was Disney's remake of their 1977 fantasy Pete's Dragon, opening soft with only $21 million despite glowing critical acclaim and wildly positive audience response. Comparisons are already being made to the box office performance of last month's The BFG, the Steven Spielberg-directed adventure which fizzled out financially, failing to generate much in the way of word of mouth despite generally favorable notices. At number 4 was Jason Bourne, the 5th installment in the action-packed franchise, adding $13 million onto its now $126 million domestic gross. Despite Matt Damon's return to the title role after nearly 10 years, this Bourne is accumulating money much slower than the series' second and third entries, and critical response has been mixed, the general consensus being that although the film is competently made, it is, in the end, more of the same. And finishing out the top 5 was Bad Moms, another successful R-rated comedy, adding $11 million onto its now $71 million domestic gross. After a solid debut 3 weeks ago, the film has steadily filled theaters day by day thanks in large part to its winning cast. Reception from viewers has been terrific, and its critical notices have also been decent, the impression being that the film has more to offer in the laughs department than simply being a gender-bent riff on the formula established by the Hangover trilogy. Other titles, including Illumination Entertainment's The Secret Life of Pets, the sci-fi sequel Star Trek Beyond, the Kevin Spacey becomes a talking cat masterpiece 9 Lives, and the small-scale horror hit Lights Out, all fell under the $10 million mark for the weekend, while the weekend's other major new release, the Meryl Streep starring comic biopic Florence Foster Jenkins, took $6.5 million from 1,528 screens. This coming weekend offers another diverse selection for viewers, including Paramount's remake of the epic Ben-Hur, the true-life political comedy War Dogs, and Laika Entertainment's stop-motion fantasy Kubo and the Two Strings. That's all for today in the world of movies. I'm Joseph Lewis.
And that is going to do it for this week's LMU Community TV News.
I'm Adam Haley. Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you on Thursday.
For everyone here at LMU Community TV, I'm Ashley Collingsworth. Have a great week.